Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aries in December 2020. What is going on, Aries? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, friends, welcome to the end of 2020. We made it. Oh, man, what a year it's been, huh? Anyway, Aries, wherever you are in the world, I hope at this time you are safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and each other because, just because it's the end of the year doesn't mean some of the troubles and the worries and concerns that we've had throughout the entire year are just magically going to disappear, right? So continue to just stay on top of things and take care of yourselves, okay? Other announcements, of course, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy winter solstice, whatever you celebrate, whatever you're doing, I hope it's an amazing time. If you're getting together with people, again, please take all precautions necessary to keep you and them safe. And if you are able to get together with people, even no matter the condition in which you're getting together, I hope it is a good time for you, okay? But please, 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 if you can skip getting together, it might be wise to do that. I'm just going to say that, okay? Any other announcements here for you, Aries? No, I don't think so. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Aries, anything you want from me, it's in the description box. The timestamp is down there. Information on how to order a personal reading is down there, as well as my the link to my Instagram page if you want to follow me over there, okay? All right, guys, let's get into it. I want to see the outcome for Aries in December 2020. Aries outcome in December 2020, please show me. The deck kind of got a little stiff there, which is different than how it was to get your main spread out here, so that was interesting. Felt a little stiff for a second. Of course it's going to fall to the floor. That's exactly what I wanted. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. I can't reach that where it is, so 1 second. Okay, Aries, it fell to the floor like this, so it's going to end up on the table just like that. Let's go ahead and flip everything that came face down for you so we can see the full picture. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's find out what's going on. Please show me where Aries is in December 2020. Please show me. Okay. For some reason, they showed me what it was, but I was also like fighting it. Not me personally, but I felt like reluctant to pick this card up is what I should say. So it's not me personally, it's just more of like they showed me, and then I'm like, but, and they showed me again, but, showed me again, and it just was like this tug of war kind of feeling. But whatever. So you start here with the Son of Pentacles. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be dealing with an earth sign, but you don't have to be. If this is you or it's someone you're dealing with, this person, Son of Pentacles, the head down is giving me like a vibe of like studying or observation, being really like focused on a task or focused on a goal, which is, typical of the Son of Pentacles, aka the Knight of Pentacles. So whoever you're dealing with, or this is you, I'm not sure who it is just yet. There is sort of like this fixation on one particular avenue, one particular goal, one particular task. Assignment is another thing I get. So for some of you, this is like work being like, really dialed into a specific project you're working on, something like that. It feels diligent. It feels really honest and like you want to do a good job, and you want to be thorough, right? So the Son of Pentacles very much into that sort of making sure the job is done right, making sure it's done right the first time, not having to go back and trace and go back over anything that was overlooked. So, and also with this being Pentacles, this could be something that's transpiring over a long period of time for you, Aries, so several months, maybe the better part of 2020, or, if this is going to apply to you in the future, some of you it will apply in the future, the better part of 2021. But there's something developing here, and you're super concentrated on it, or whoever this is concentrated on it. And I like it because I think it's really, it's serving the base because of the pentacles, right? It's serving the base. So pentacles are things that we value in life, money, possessions, our own physical body, our health and our wellness in general, and our values and our time and things like that. So things that have value to us in this life, right? So the actions of the Son of Pentacle is feeding the base, feeding those foundations, right? So some of you, you're on the job and you're very concentrated on your job because you're looking for some type of advancement. Either you want more money, you want to be promoted, you want to be able to say, well, because I executed this, that, and the other, I should now move over and become part of the leadership team here, whatever. It's really well planned because it's the Son of Pentacles, okay? AKA, again, the Knight of Pentacles. So very well planned, a little slow to execute, but that could just be, the way dictated by the situation, right? So you might want the promotion, you might want it today, but you can't show that you're quote unquote worthy or ready for the promotion until it's like several weeks or months later. Does that make sense? Okay. So, yes, very good. So there's a lot of transfer. Is the word they're coming through. Transfer. Something is transferring. You might be transferring to a different company, a different department. You might be moving in some type of way because the Son of Pentacles, again, equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles. All Knights in tarot move, but the Knight of Pentacles, the Son of Pentacles, moves the slowest. So if you are planning to move, if you're planning to relocate somewhere, it might be unfolding over a long period of time. But again, whoever's doing this is either you or someone else, Aries. This is a very smart way to go about it. There's no rushing, which is, antithesis, or I shouldn't say antithesis, but very untypical, not usual for an Aries to be patient. But I feel if it is you, bravo, because you're doing a wonderful job of it. Now, Ace of Pentacles is sort of what you're driving after, that new beginning, that new start, or that opportunity, right? In terms of Pentacles, again, something that you value, money, status, possessions, job title, whatever. And it's not you're seeking it from from a materialistic slant. No, you're really coming at this from a very practical point of view, Aries. There's a lot of big goals, a lot of irons in your fire, and I don't feel you really letting anyone or anything get you off your square. It feels really concentrated and really focused on making the best out of whatever is coming your way. And or making sure that the right opportunities come your way. So again, if you're looking for advancement in your career, you're not going to work with companies or people, colleagues, or anything like that who aren't going to help you get to your goal. Does that make sense? So if you are a creative person, you're not going to work with non-creative people because that's not what you want to do in life, right? If you are someone who, thinks outside the box and has all these bright ideas, you're really not going to be satisfied or find your footing in a bland 9-to-5 sort of cookie cutter kind of job, right? So you would be seeking, possibly because Pentacles also talk about studying, and I did say with the head down, I'm getting like this idea of studying or observation, right? So some of you might be in coursework right now that's going to catapult you or at least move you into the right lane for the right job that you're seeking or the right whatever that you're seeking. I don't want to say it's all job because I don't think all of you are like seeking something with your job or your money, but because it's Pentacles, it does relate to that. Again, that foundation of what we value and what's important to us in our physical surroundings. Yeah. So some of you, again, even if you don't want to live your quote unquote dream job, you're looking for a job that's going to pay you the most money or where you're going to be able to set up shop for several years. That's going to, be able to allow you to buy a home, allow you to invest, allow you to open up your own business, whatever. The opportunities, I feel you're like guiding them towards you. Ah, very interesting. Some of you might be doing practices of manifestation, law of attraction, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you're doing, I mean, you're watching a tarot reading, so some of you are probably in those relative areas already of manifestation practices and things like that. It feels good. It feels really good. Your energy, this reading so far feels very, very auspicious. And not auspicious because it's pure luck, auspicious because you've done your homework. You've done what you've needed to do in order to secure what's coming to you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, okay? So Ace of Pentacles, it could be also like I feel for some of you, this is resting on the availability of a person. So you might have a really good idea, or you might be studying. I'm also getting, because I did mention the word earlier, creative. So some of you might be creating something literally from the ground up, like inventing something or improving upon something that's already been invented, something like that. Very tactile, very like hands-on. So mechanical. Some of you might be doing something and creating something with mechanical purpose or improving on something, right? And you might be waiting for an investor. Ace of Pentacles, someone who has the money to support your idea and get you connected with the right people that's going to get your product, your invention, your improvement out to market or in the right place where it needs to be to sort of continue the process. You know, I think you're being, whoever this is, you're being really mindful that this whole thing, whatever your goal is, whatever you're moving towards, whatever you've been trying to accomplish, it's a work in progress. It's not going to be done overnight. And that's commendable because, again, Aries is not typically this way. So if it's not you, you're dealing with someone who's going through this. Okay, so let me open it up because some of you Aries, like energetically, not to say you can't, it's just a lot of you are still wrestling with your impatience, but this person that I'm encountering is actually very patient. If it's you Aries, again, commendable, bravo, brava, it's amazing. Now, what else happens? Wow. So I feel these are connected because of this lightning bolt. What's happening here? Okay, so what you're doing is very transformative. It's like I was sort of saying, but I'm really talking about not you as an individual Aries because I don't know you guys as individuals. I'm talking about your collective energy and the archetypes of Aries. And the archetype of Aries is very bombastic. It's very explosive. It's very do this. Okay, now I'm done doing that. Let's do the next thing. And boom, 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 boom. Right? Very quick and very energetic, like to initiate. As a cardinal sign, that's like what you're known to do, to initiate. The follow through can be a struggle sometimes for Aries, as well as the aspect of patience. Now, what I'm sensing here is this possible new behavior, quote unquote, new behavior of patience, of being, you know, sort of focused on a long-term goal and sticking it through. And, you know, if it takes 5 days more than you planned, you kind of grin and bear it and you're like, okay, well, I'm not in control of what the other people do in the situation. I'm not in control of who has access to what resources at what time, blah, 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 blah. So let me just relax into the moment and kind of let go. That attitude is revolutionary, or at least it's upsetting something because this Tower and this Hierophant are really like grabbing my attention. It could be other people are upset with how calm you're being, maybe. It could be Tower, thank you. Because this is you. This is secondary major for Aries as well as, am I going to blank? Sometimes Scorpio, right? Yes. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. I mean, don't hold on to any sign that I mentioned besides your own anyway. So if you're dealing with another Aries or a Scorpio or anybody else, you know, take it all with a grain of salt. But the Tower, as much as, you know, in many depictions in the tarot, it looks destructive, it looks violent, it looks really disturbing or scary. That's not always the case. The Tower can be very subtle. The Tower can come in, you know, sort of innocuous ways, like unexpected. Like, again, like I'm getting this feeling of like revolutionary. Like before, where maybe people were expecting you to blow your top, people were expecting you to kind of move on to the next thing. When you found out that what you were working towards wasn't necessarily satisfactory, you would just let it go and move on to another project, move on to another bright idea. It's like because you're sticking this through and you're dedicated in the long term to whatever you're trying to create for yourself, whatever you're trying to earn, wherever you're trying to move toward, or whatever you're trying to move towards, it's like shocking to other people. Yes, yes, yes. They're giving me a lot of yes, yes, yes. Okay, so your movement, No matter how slow, no matter how fast, no matter how big, no matter how small, everything you're doing, or one particular thing that you're focused on and doing, is upsetting to another person or other people around you, Aries. Thank you. There it is. They're like, that's correct. Okay. So it creates a tower moment for others. This action that you're taking, this goal setting that you're focused on, and this slow development is a tower moment for other people. Maybe you're, in their eyes, dragging your heels. Maybe in their eyes, you're too obsessed with something, too fixated on something. You need to let it go because it's not going to work out. And it's like really getting under people's skin that you're going about things your own way. Typical of Aries. I don't know why they would be surprised about that. But it's like really grinding somebody's gears that the way you're focused on something is unwavering and you won't let it go. And that is almost sort of typical of an Aries sometimes. Like when an Aries really wants something, typical of fire signs in general, they usually stick to it. Aries probably would let it go way before Leo would let it go. And I think Sagittarius would let it go before an Aries. So you're sort of in the middle between the other two fire signs as far as like how long you're going to invest in something, right? And I feel that someone might be thinking you've invested too much, too long. This is taking too long. Aries, why don't you just forget about that and move on to the next thing? And it's really getting under the skin of another person around you. Friend, family, lover, I don't care who it is. They're not really big here, but I feel the tower moment, I think it would reflect because I think you would be close with this person, or if you're not close in terms of intimacy, like a friend or a family member, you would be close in terms of like work. Like you see them every day, you have to communicate with them every day, things like that, right? So they don't, I don't know why it's bothering them. I mean, maybe it affects them. Maybe if you're working on a similar project or the same project, or you're working within the same department, same company, some of your actions are reflecting onto them or it's affecting them. This could be, in some cases, a boss to you. And so because you're not able to finish your project within the time frame, maybe you go a day or two over the deadline just to finish the product because you're so dedicated to it. Your boss might be really like upset with you because, well, you missed the deadline and it makes them look bad to their bosses. Does that make sense? It's sort of like a reflective thing. What you're doing reflects poorly on this person in their eyes. I'm not saying that's true. That's how they feel. Their perception is what you're doing is reflecting badly on me. So please stop doing that. And you're kind of like minding your own business, not really caring what they have to say or what they think. Now, not to say you don't care about them, not to say you don't respect them, not to say you don't, value them in some type of way, but you are dedicated to yourself, your goals, whatever. And I don't know what they are. Nothing is coming through concretely. For some of you, it's a job thing. For some of you, it's a self-development thing. For others, it's strictly money, whatever. Now, the reason I got excited was because the Hierophant is here, and I told you that these two cards are connected because of the lightning bolts, right? So you got lightning here on the Tower, you got lightning here on the Hierophant as well. Hierophant is major arcana for Taurus. You could be dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. Hierophant energy, but also Taurus sometimes, the archetype of Taurus can also embody this. Hierophant is very much what is good for the gander. Is not always good for the geese. Does that make sense? Or the goose, right? What's good for the goose is good for the gander or something. Isn't that the phrase? Basically, what's good for the individual is good for the group. Reverse it. What's good for the group is not necessarily good for the individual. The group oversees or overrides. Thank you. Overrides, right? So collectively, the Hierophant wants things to go a certain way because it works for the group, right? Also, Hierophant can talk about traditions, can talk about expectations and fulfilling expectations, fulfilling roles and duties, things like that. Can also speak to wise counsel. So again, I'm getting like this aspect of like this person is either a partner of yours, like a business partner, or they're your boss or some type of superior to you in your work environment. Could be a lawyer. Doesn't have to be someone you work with directly, but they have like a vested interest in how well you do. Like if you are... again, this person is your lawyer. They want your company or whatever you're doing to succeed because that's going to look good for their portfolio, right? That's going to look good to, the people back at their firm. Does that make sense? So if you do well, they do well. If you drag your feet, if you're making, I don't think you're making mistakes, but to them, in their eyes, again, from where they stand, it looks like you're making mistakes because it's taking too long. You're changing things that don't need to be changed, or you're so focused on something that isn't paying off right now. You should shift your focus into something that's going to give you a return in the short term. You know, there's a lot of doubt that comes from this energy of the Hierophant and the Tower, right? I don't care what their sign is. You know, again, this is associated with Taurus. They could be a freaking Virgo, or they could be a freaking Gemini. I don't care who they are, you know? Um, so, but listen, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, Aries. You have nothing to worry about. This person or these people, could be more than one person, by the way. Whoever they are, whoever it is, that's their problem, you know? And I don't feel your energy is being permeated by their worry. Like, you might indulge them, you might hear them out, but I don't really think it's going to change anything, because that's the other thing about the Pentacles energy. It's not as changeable as, say, the air element or the fire element, even the water element a little bit. Pentacles, they can change, but it takes a long time. And again, I feel whoever's in this energy, you or someone else, is super dialed into what they're doing, super dialed into what they're focused on, and what they're achieving, what they're moving towards, right? So it's kind of like talking to a brick wall. There's no changing of the mind here. Whoever is in this energy, they're not going to change their mind. Someone else might be wasting their breath, wasting their time, wasting their energy and effort trying to convince you to do something else. It's not going to happen. Probably it's like way too far gone, you know, too far gone. Because, yeah, you get what I'm saying. So what else happens, please, for Aries? Right. So, interesting. So Justice. Damn, that's 3 majors in your main spread. Yes. Okay. So Justice, that's major arcana for Libra. You could be dealing with a Libra, but you don't have to be. So this feels like some of you, it is like a legal situation. You might be putting forth documents or submitting something legally to state ownership over something, state, what do you call that? Propriety, I can't even say it. Propriety, thank you. Propriety over something. You might be, you know, submitting for copyright, submitting for patents, something like that. Like, I feel like you're carving out a space in the legal sphere somewhere that says, this is mine. It was created by Aries. Aries has ownership of this. And you submit that to court. You submit that to other legal or very, that would make sense because the Hierophant is here. Bodies of power, right? Because that's Hierophant also. Hierophant represents bodies of power, government, legal systems, hospitals, religion, education systems, all those things where there's all this level of bureaucracy and sort of like the expectation that if you do this with these people, you will have access to all of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's channels and levels to sort of ascend so that you can kind of reap the benefit of your hard work, something like that. And you know this, you're playing this game very well. So for some of you, this is, again, submitting paperwork to courts, submitting paperwork to business bureaus, whatever you need to do to sort of solidify what it is you've been working on, what it is you've been creating, or what it is you think you're entitled to. Interesting. Entitled to, what's that? Oh, okay. So maybe somewhere in this story, for a few of you, it's not for everybody, there may have been like some attempt to kind of take this from you, what you've been working on, to get you off of it so that someone could take it from you. Does that make sense? Like, hey, Aries, don't do anything with that anymore. Go do something with this, so that somebody could come in and sort of, you know, steal it from you. All right. So you're, again, protecting yourself with patents, copyright, whatever it is. Okay, that's interesting. You're entitled to, because you've created it, or you've been there since day one. So like, why wouldn't I want to have the benefits? Why wouldn't I want to see this come to fruition? I've been working on it for years. I've been working on it for months. It's mine. There's something about possessive coming through for a few of you. So that's entitled energy, or what you're entitled to with Justice. Justice is about, you know, balancing those scales. What is right? What is wrong? What is fair? What is just, right? because of the two cats that are there, the white cat, the black cat, I'm sensing again, there is sort of like a tussle, a tug of war, I think is what I said earlier, between you and another person or you and another side to the story. And there might be a back and forth situation where you submit paperwork, they submit paperwork that counters yours. This could be like contractual negotiations, something like that. If it's not official through court or other bodies of power, this is just you and another person going back and forth. I laugh because it's like cats and dogs, but these are two cats. But some of you might have a little bit of a tussle because, you know, you do have this tower energy right next door, which can be a bit explosive or a bit volatile, let's say, right? So you could have a disagreement with someone about what is fair, what is just in the situation, what is right and what is wrong in a situation. And I feel, Aries, as is your way, you are very much in your, well, this is what I feel, this is what I think, and there's nothing you or anyone could say is going to change my perspective here, right? And I kind of feel like, quote unquote, you know, to use the cliched phrase, justice is on your side. I really feel like most of the Aries energy that I'm encountering right now is very much in, quote unquote, the right, on the right side of the issue, so to speak, okay? Yay. Oh, interesting. We're going to jump right into it because I put my eyes down here and I'm like, so what's left? The Ten of Pentacles is left, and immediately, because of its positioning, Ten of Pentacles right above the Hierophant, some of you, this is about like inheritance or alimony or some type of trust fund, some type of money that's tied up in a marriage, because Justice is right next door, and that can also speak to marriage, as well as the Hierophant. Hierophant is High Priest energy, so that can also speak to marriage. So some of you, this is interest over alimony payments, any type of possessions that you had in a marriage that is now possibly dissolving. Because, so yes, lightning strike. Towers equal endings, right? So for some of you, this is about divorce settlements. And you want what you're entitled to. Or they want what they're entitled to. You know, flip it around if you need to. For others of you where it's not divorce and it's not really about the dissolving of a marriage. For others, it's like sort of the fray, very fraught, very icy, or not icy, tentative energy surrounding a family dynamic, because Ten of Pentacles can talk about generational money or generations of people. So generational family relationships, right? So you might have grandparents or parents that have passed away or who are trying to sign over, or they're bequeathing, right? That's the word, I think, is bequeathing their possessions to their children or the people who are coming up, you know, the younger generations, right? So you might be in a fight, either legally or not, over who gets access to the properties, who's going to be in charge of this, who's going to be in charge of that, who inherits this, who inherits that. And I feel you've done your homework because, again, Son of Pentacles, when we were talking about this person in the beginning, has been studying, has been observing the situation, and has kind of been putting all the ducks in a row to benefit them. For good or for worse, I don't feel that it's a nasty or manipulative energy. I don't feel that it's nefarious in any type of way. It feels really above board. If that's you, Aries, I feel you're likely to secure what you're wanting to secure. Don't quote me on that. Don't take it to the bank, but it feels very, because if the corners were talking to each other, because how I told you that the Hierophant is connected to the Tower with a lightning bolt, then the Son of Pentacles would be connected, possibly, that's how some of my readings go, to the Ten of Pentacles. So the Hierophant is all up in arms, in a tizzy, over what they're not getting, and the decorum of the situation, the expectation of the situation is upsetting them because it's not going the way they expected. It's not serving the entire group. This person over here, Son of Pentacles, is very interested in the Ten of Pentacles, right? Whether that be out of greed, whether that be out of selfishness, I don't feel it's there, but that might be how it's read. That might be how someone is interpreting it. You're being selfish, Aries. Why do you get this and nobody else gets it? And you're like, because I did my homework, because I'm entitled to it, because I've worked for it, because I've earned it. Like, that's the that's the bottom line. I feel in typical Aries fashions, nobody's going to tell you what to do with this situation. Nobody's going to boss you around here. Doesn't make it. It's not what you're here for, and it would be unsuccessful if people did it. So they might as well forget it. Okay. Interesting. Outcome. Listen. If you guys have seen me do my lives, you kind of know this. I don't usually look at the cards. I'm looking and I'm talking to the ceiling. I'm talking to the window across from me. I'm really not always looking down here. And I totally forgot that this was the outcome, but hey, it makes sense. The Magician. So the outcome is you're in the driver's seat. Magician energy, secondary major arcana for Gemini or Virgo, could be dealing with either of those signs, but you don't have to be. You're in the driver's seat. Look at this cheetah or leopard or whatever the hell it is, and how he's got his little paw, number one, on the pentacle. Yes! Pentacles, 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 pentacle. You have your hand on exactly what you want. A single solitary pentacle, an opportunity, an investment, or the access to investment, access to resources, alimony, whatever. Some brand new physical possession, start, opportunity, resource. It's yours. When I say physical, what do you value? Is it money? Is that what you've been after? Okay. Most of you? Interesting. I said most. So hey, I normally try to just say some because it's not guaranteed for all of you. This is tarot. It's not science. It's not set in stone, okay? But many of you, if not most of you, are going to have access. If you've been seeking money, boom, it's coming. If you've been looking for an opportunity on how to find a new house, how you can relocate to another part of the world, another part of the country, boom, it's going to come. Wow. Others of you, this is about your physical body. Who the fuck? Wow. Who cares about your physical body? Society. Because that's, again, elements of the Hierophant can talk about, massive groups, the decorum, the society at large. And some of you, what you're doing with your body is either upsetting to a person who represents a group or an entire group, like a family, a society. They keep giving me society. So for some of you, maybe you're changing your body in some type of way. Maybe you're having plastic surgery. Maybe you are going through tremendous transformation. Got you. Whatever it is. The Magician has this little leopard. Well, it's not little, but this leopard or whatever it is has a paw right on that thing. Also has access to the cup, the wand, and the swords, right? So all elements of the tarot, aka all elements of life, at least here on Earth, are available to you. So if you need the money, it's going to happen. If you need some emotional support, it's going to happen. If you need the inspiration, the spiritual, sort of uptick, it's going to be available to you. If you need someone or there's a need for you to express, to communicate, or exercise your intelligence, you have access to all of those things, right? It feels really good, Aries, I got to tell you. Anything else with the Magician? Now, this leopard, cheetah, whatever it is, some people are going to view you as a predator. Very interesting. Again, perception. It's not necessarily true. This is how people will see you. This is how people will talk about you. As a predator, some people are going to label you as opportunistic, vicious, manipulative. Psychopath is a word that just came through. Someone might be hitting you with you're a psycho. Why? I don't sense it here. But again, this is the perception of other people. So I'm saying psychopath. That could be coming from someone in your life who is flat out a narcissist. No offense to anybody. And I'm not calling anything, but I'm just saying, whoever has these perceptions of you, they might not be coming from the most grounded place. Let's say it that way, right? Or vice versa, because again, this reading is general. It can flip-flop. I could have been talking about your Aunt Jeannie, and you're over here as the Hierophant in the tower going, hey, Aunt Jeannie, why are you doing that shit? I don't like it. You know what I mean? So take it with a grain of salt. But there is some chance that people are going to see you and be threatened by you. Because a cheetah, a leopard, or whatever, that's a predatory animal. I don't know about you, but if I saw one of those things like walking down my street, I'm certainly not going to go outside to greet it because I view it as a threat. I could go outside and get my ass mauled. I'm not going out there. You see what I mean? So someone around you or people around you are going to view you as, they're not going to want to engage with you. Especially if, because Tower and Ace of Pentacles, they can speak to newness, and 10 is a culmination point. So newness. So this new you, whatever you're doing, whoever you're becoming, wherever you're going, people are not going to appreciate that. They disagree is how that's coming across. Now, overall energy, Ace of Swords. So big old truths, big old honesty coming from you, coming from them possibly, but I feel mostly coming from you. And notice the lightning strikes again. So I think the other side of this, whether it's one person or a group of people, I think they're also going to be very honest with you as well. I think that cliched phrase, the truth shall set you free, is coming through here. I'm getting a lot of that coming from this infinity symbol wrapped around the Ace of Swords. So I think what has always been needed in the situation, no matter how long it's been going on in your life, a few months, several years, it could be with friends or family, it could just be with people that you've known professionally for the past 2 years of your life, it doesn't matter. From the beginning, with the infinity symbol, from the beginning, truth needed to be here. Whatever, family, okay? So for some of you, this is also has a hand in like family secrets, generational secret keeping, and maybe you're no longer doing that work. There's a lot going around about that in the collective, where what was going on before, what was the decorum, what was already expected of us from birth, possibly since we were little, it's not popping anymore, and we're done with that. And that truth has needed to be expressed since the beginning. If you are looking to do a hostile takeover in a corporate sense, right? If you, when you got hired on as the male person working down in clerical, and now you've ascended that corporate ladder, and now you're about to do a hostile takeover and do like these huge mergers and all that shit, like that kind of, I don't know why that would have needed to be told back then, because I think it would have been, I don't think it would have been strategic, but rather that has always been the truth. That even when you were working down in clerical, even when you were just hired, straight out of college or whatever, that was always your goal, was to eventually become the owner of this, the proprietor of this. Does that make sense? Something like that. Aries, that's going to be your reading for December. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. Please feel free to share. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not subscribe? Come on. It's a fun time over here. Aries, I'll be back very soon to do your mid-December readings. Until then, guys, I thank you so much for watching. Take care.